Hey, I want to save you years of wasting your life. Now, what do I mean by a wasted life? What does that mean to you? Could it be wasting your life at working away, slaving away at a job you don't like, or what does that mean? But I'm talking about the spiritual, faithful side of it. Do you really know what your life is going towards? So, I want to start first with my story on why I think it's so important to live your life the right way the first time, because a lot of people say, like even non-believers say this, that you only live once. Now, I still say this, like YOLO or whatever, but I take it as if like, you're sure, but that means you want to do it right the first time because you only get one shot, and to also do the max you can, like live your life to the biggest potential that you could, like you don't want to mess up your potential, you don't want to just live here, you want to like do greater things, like I've spoken, like, man, I've got a lot of things I want to do, but I pray to God that He'll fulfill them. So more about me. Ever since I became serious with the Lord, man, I've just had so much direction and so much fulfillment, like from doing things. It's not just empty, wasting my time, my weekends, playing games and whatnot, but I actually have things to do that these desires put in my heart from God, and I know they're from God, and that's why I want to live it out to the highest potential I can. Now, I want you to have this same outlook on life that I do, that you cannot live a perfect life by yourself, but only with God, and He can help you achieve your dream life, because a dream life isn't just earning millions of dollars and getting the house you want, the car you want. When you get those things, you're not going to be fulfilled. You're going to always find something greater. But with God, man, it's like you're never going to reach that final destination until we pass on to the next world, if you get what I mean, when that next world is heaven. But while we live this life here, we have a purpose. Everyone has a purpose, and I believe strongly in this, and I want everyone to believe in this, that you are destined for something greater, and you're not gonna have anything great until you actually desire that. You actually have that desire in your heart. Maybe from God, but it definitely is. But God knows who's gonna do something greater, something smaller. But in the end, everything that's done for His kingdom is just good work, and you'll receive an honorary crown at the end of your life. Now, my second point being, you won't find fulfillment from the world. Now, I know lots of people, multiple people that have come from a background of the world. And what I mean by that is just clubbing, partying, drinking, alcohol, drugs, all that, Like I know people that were tied with gangs, the criminal underground, all that stuff, and they've made lots of money. And let me tell you, they're happier now than they were in that life. And I'm sure that if you know anyone that's been in that life and they've escaped, you know how bad it probably was. Now, I can't speak because I never experienced that, but just from some of the stories I've heard, just that life, like the partying, impressing people, like buying expensive clothes to impress people, like, come on, like, we're not here to impress others, we're here to do something greater. Like, if you're really out there trying to impress others with what you do, you're a child. I mean, really? Like, is that what you think life is for? To get a reputation this way? Now, as a true man, your goal should be to earn respect and a true reputation where people know you for good because you have a good and pure heart. So let me read a couple verses from the Bible. So be careful how you live. Don't live like fools, like those who are wise. Make the most of every opportunity in these evil days. Ephesians 5:15 and 16. Now, what do you think it means to live wise and not like fools? If you look at yourself, if you become self-aware, now, obviously if you're arrogant and whatnot, you say, oh yeah, I'm wise, but just really think about it. Just really think about what category you come in. Like, where do you desire to be counted wise, or do you not care? Because if you don't care, then obviously you're happy living the boring, sad life where the fulfillment you chase is just fairy dust, doesn't exist. The end leads to it's down, doesn't go anywhere. Now it also says to make the most of every opportunity in these evil days. Now, what I think it means when it says this, I think it means like every good and upright opportunity you get to do it. Like, I've got the opportunity to start making videos and I took it. Now, what's your opportunity? What have you been given? What has God given you? Even if you're not a believer, like, I still believe that your path can lead in the right direction, and I pray that it does. And if you're on that path, then God has something planned. And if you've maybe gone through a lot in life, then that just means God's building you to become something greater. And don't let your past discourage you, but look onto the future, no matter how bad it may have been. Now, I know this is hard to live out and it's easier said than done. Teach us to realize the brevity of life so that we may grow in wisdom. Psalm 90 verse 12. Now, brevity meaning shortness, briefness, and like quickly just passing through. Now, this life, I don't know if you think about it, but I'm 18, but I still think, man, I don't have much left now. That's just everyone. Like, look, 20 years you'll start, well, it depends on how old you are now, but man, you're gonna have a beard, bald, who knows? Like, life moves too fast, terrifyingly fast, for you to try and keep up with pointless things. And the sooner you realize this, the quicker you'll grow, and the earlier in your age you realize this, the higher advantage you have. If you start at 16, 17, like everyone lives their life like that, right? Once you realize, become self-aware, and you actually like, oh, I gotta lock in, you start actually climbing. Everyone's just walking around the base of the mountain, but no one starts climbing until they're like 25, 20, 30, like much later in their life. But if you're young and you're watching this, I want you to know that becoming serious in life is the greatest thing you can do early on. Forget about the games, the video games, the girls, the parties, all that. Forget about that. It's not important. The sooner you realize this. Now, I know right now you may think, or your friends, they go to these places and it seems like it's fulfilling, but you're gonna regret it in a couple of years. And I'm telling you this because I want you to just be on this path of true fulfillment. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Proverbs 4:23. And yeah, like I've been saying, your heart, it can deceive you. You can think that you're right in many cases and you feel like it's from your heart, but if you really just zoom out at the bigger picture and look where that path leads, you can probably figure it out yourself and I don't have to tell you. But if you're smart enough and you understand enough to know that you're on the wrong path, that's the first step to realizing, you gotta lock in, you gotta change course, you gotta look at the right way, not the highway that everyone's on. And that's the thing, like, life is a highway, like it's a saying, life is literally a highway and it leads to one way, and a lot of you may know where that leads and it's not a good place. But you gotta realize, man, look at all these people going there. Why am I following them like a sheep following the crowd, like people say? They are sheep. They just follow the one in front of them and they don't look away, you know? But make sure you're being led the right way. Like, if you're being led by the wrong people, it's very hard to turn away. So the first thing is to look at where you're being led. Who's leading you there? Figure out, all right, if these people are leading me the wrong way, I need to cut them off. And this is a very hard thing to do. I'll tell you this because I've done it before. I kind of forgot how it went, but yeah, I have done it before. And yeah, it's very produces very big change. Like, the wrong people start going away and the right people start coming in. Now, if your heart is led by the one true God and He leads you and you rely on Him to lead you, because, man, if I'm not being led by God, I feel so lost. But even then, sometimes I get doubts creeping in my mind and I feel lost, but I know and I just count on God to lead me in the right way. Like, I don't know if I'm doing this the right way, but God, please, I trust in you. Please, I cannot let this be the wrong way. I cannot let this be against your will. I have to go your way, because that is the only way that leads to true fulfillment. Now, point number 3, why I have true hope. I have trust and security in my future. And like I've said, this trust and security, I count on it, and without it, I would be nothing. I wouldn't know where I'm going. And I've realized how good this trust and hope is, that I want you to have that. I want you to be so sure that you're going the right direction, that doubts, they're just not there anymore. The only thing stopping you is other people, you know? Nothing can stop you if you know you're going the right way. Like, if you have it in your mind, like that dream is there, and if you actually put it in your mind where the end path, like where you will end up, how will you look like in that state where you've accomplished your dreams, how will that look like, and are you actually going to live that? Now, I know I may have just said mumble jumble, whatever, but I can see my dream life is doing this and a couple other things that I'll talk about in the future. Now, my favorite verse, Philippians chapter 4 verse 13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. This verse has been with me ever since I got serious with God, and I just knew that all these things that are in my heart, these visions of success, these visions of greatness, that this will be from God, not from my own power, but where God leads me. I can do all things through Christ. Through Christ is the main point, because if you say as yourself, I can do everything, no you can't. No you can't. Now, God will limit you. He will stop you from going too far. Like, I don't know any clear example, but man, just know that even just having God is enough. Now, it's hard to live by this. It's very hard actually to just want God in your life and nothing else, because all the things of the world are shiny, and I testify to this. Like, man, I like cars, you know. I'm gonna get a nice car soon. I don't know when, a couple of years, but man, all these things, they're not bad, but it's where your heart is. If your heart is idolizing those things, and the reason you wake up is for those things, then that's the root of failure. That's gonna be your downfall. But if your heart is centered on God, centered on the right things, then He will lead you in the way. It says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and then all these things shall be added to you. Seek first the kingdom. Look for God. Look for His direction in your life. Then He'll give you everything else that you need. Now, along this path of seeking God, your desires will become less. Like, you won't want the same things you wanted before. He will change your heart. He literally does. I've experienced this. He changes your desires. He changes the way you think, your perceptions. And yeah, I hope that my hope, this passion that I've shared. I hope that you can see this passion, and I want you to want this feeling of knowing I'm not scared of the future anymore. I know that my God will lead me, and I want you to have this life as well. I want you to have this in your life because it's really a good thing, and I hope that you won't go away from this just empty, but I hope that you actually do want to make a change in life, because your dream life's not going to come to you if you're still in the state you're in right now. If you're not changing, like full 180, like you're going this way, God wants you to go that way. You have to turn around and let God lead you. That's just how it is. You're gonna have to turn away from all those things, those shiny things, and just focus on the one thing that matters. So yeah, God bless you, and I hope that you would have gained something from this, because I want you to actually seek fulfillment. I want you to know that there's better things to life than what you think there are right now. Become self-aware. Realize that things you like now can be so different in a few months. Then it's like, what's the point of chasing those things? But yeah, alright. God bless you guys. I'll see you next time. Yeah, peace out.